I'm Roger Wetherell. I'm the International Coordinator for IAED, and I'm going to be the moderator for the session today. And this is going to be an interactive discussion. We have a number of presentations, but then we're going to have time for people to ask questions and provide your own comments and your own ideas as well. I'd like to start out today by reading a message from the chairman of the Universal Peace Federation International, Mr. Taj Hamad. He really wanted to come on this program and give a welcome to everybody directly, but unfortunately, he's at the UN today. The UN session just started at the beginning of this week, and he's very involved with UN activities. So let me just read this on his behalf. He says, "Good morning, everyone, or good evening or afternoon, wherever you are. It is an honor to welcome you to this gathering. The Universal Peace Federation, or UPF, is an international NGO with a mission to build a world of lasting peace where people everywhere can live together in harmony and cooperation. UPF works toward this mission both at the highest levels of leadership and at the grassroots of our communities. At the global level, UPF holds general consultative status with the United Nations Economic and Social Council, and we actively support UN initiatives for peace, especially in interfaith dialogue and sustainable development. We have also long advocated for the creation of an interreligious council within the UN so that decisions on global issues can be guided not only by political or economic concerns, but by moral and spiritual wisdom. In addition, UPF regularly organizes major international and regional conferences to open space for dialogue, mutual understanding, and practical cooperation. UPF has created a family of associations, including this one, the International Association for Peace and Economic Development, or IAED. IAED engages leaders to find ways that economic development can become a true engine of peace. IAED is also deeply engaged at the grassroots because we know that peace begins in daily life. When families can provide for themselves in dignity, the seeds of conflict give way to the roots of cooperation. That's why IAED strongly supports initiatives such as the United Nations International Day of Peace, reminding us that economic stability and lasting peace are inseparably linked. Today, we're grateful for the presence of all our distinguished presenters who will be sharing with us all of their insights and experience. And thank you for your contributions and for the difference that you are making in your own spheres of influence. And to all of our participants, thank you for being here. You are welcome to take the inspiration, ideas, and lessons from today and apply them in your own lives, organizations, businesses, and communities. The theme of the 80th session of the UN General Assembly this year is Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development, and Human Rights. When we work together, we can transform this world into a more peaceful, prosperous, and harmonious home for generations to come. Thank you very much. So, thank you, Taj. I know you're doing great work there at the United Nations. I'd now like to introduce Alan Jessen, who is the U.S. coordinator for IAED. He and I work very closely on putting this program together, and he will give a little background on what we're trying to accomplish here.
Right. Thank you, Roger. And thank you, Taj. So the theme of the conference is toward a headwing economy of freedom, peace, and shared prosperity. And I'd just like to give a little opening statement about our perspective as IAED. Just kind of set the tone, if you would. So we live in a fractured world, divided into different blocks and viewpoints. I'm sure we agree with that. Yet the longing for peace and harmony within the human heart is deep and unchanging. How can we realize a world of freedom and shared prosperity? Where do we start? Well, let's start with the introduction of the word headwing, the theme of this conference and the title of a paper written by us, the conference organizers, IAED, and we are an offspring of the Universal Peace Federation. As the name suggests, Headwing philosophy and economics is neither left-wing nor right-wing. A future economy can be neither overly individualistic nor collectivist. The sovereignty of the human person as a moral agent and the capstone being of God's creation must be respected and held sacred. Yet humans are also social beings, and the collective common good is also a sacred trust, where humans interact in economic relations of shared productivity, creativity, and mutuality. Private property is the foundation for a free and productive society where creative effort is rewarded in the interests of building a flourishing economy that provides for the material well-being of its citizens. Yet excessive greed and lust for power are limiting of the potential for the common good to develop to the fullest. The highest motives in economic activity must be love for fellow humans, patriotism for your country, and respect for our Creator. So the study of economics is the study of how an economy functions, and it's unlike the hard sciences of chemistry and physics, for example. It cannot be reduced to mathematical models of utility, predictability, or even efficiency. It began as political economy and is a humane science as it deals with people. Therefore, economics must factor in Aristotle's virtue of justice. Headwing economics is the search for a values-based, justice-driven economy that can deliver on mankind's quest for a world of peace and harmony. Doing otherwise, we will have failed to address the critical global issues, allowing materialism to diminish the value of human life. No economy or economic order is built in a vacuum, but on the foundation values of culture. No just or sustainable economy will be realized by top-down political will of rulers, global technocratic elites, or even best-intended democratic politics. This conference is a declaration that only as we move forward as a human family to embrace the unifying universal values rooted in spiritual and ethical principles will then an economy be constructed to produce a sustainable and harmonious society. Any utopian dreams devoid of alignment with spiritual and moral principles, we believe, will be fruitless endeavors and likely creating human catastrophe. IAED is committed to leading this conversation, finding like-minded business and economic thought leaders to help further the development of a framework for a values-based and justice-driven economy. Together, let us build a good and beautiful world worthy of God's original ideal and love. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan. I think that did a great job of setting the tone for what we're trying to achieve here.